Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the channel, and after a long time another episode of weekly watches. This one, sorry it's going out a day later. I was extremely busy yesterday, I won't lie. Was at the cinema quite a bit yesterday, so I just didn't get a chance to sit down and record this yesterday. So I thought I'd take the time before the stream later on to record it and upload it to sort of coincide with the stream going live today. So because it's been such a while, I've got quite a bit to talk about. I mean, obviously I was away from home for 2 weeks, so during those 2 weeks, obviously didn't watch anything, but I watched one before I went away, and then I've seen quite a bit. I've included, I haven't included what I watched last night. That'll be next week. But I've included something that I watched yesterday afternoon. Don't ask me why, I just thought I'll do it that way. I'll leave the other one for the next one. So it's still Sunday to Saturday. But yeah, I will be talking about the one that I watched last night on the stream later on, as well as everything like I've seen at the cinema as well in the last week, which is quite a bit. So we'll get crack straight on with the title I watched just before I went on holiday, and I finally got around to watching Another Round. Mads Mikkelsen re-collaborating with Thomas Vinterberg again, who I believe he did The Hunt with, which I do need to get a copy of. And Far From the Madding Crowd, which I do actually have up there, I need to watch. Really enjoyed this film, really good Danish film, I guess it's Danish, Mads Mikkelsen's Danish, right? It's basically about this group of friends, they're all teachers at a local school. They go out on a night out, and one of the guys has discovered, he's done some research, and he finds out if you drink a certain amount of alcohol every day, it kind of boosts your mind in a way, because naturally all humans have a 0.05% alcohol rate. So if you kind of, I think it's lowering it or something, it kind of unlocks things in your mind that kind of help you think better. So they kind of all decide they're going to experiment this whilst they're obviously working at school as well. But not everything kind of goes as they probably expected it to. I'll leave it there. Really good film, quite funny as well. I thought the score was really good. Just a pleasant watch. I don't. It's just another one that's just taken me such a long time to get around to, but now I have. I'm glad to say that I enjoyed it. So yeah, that is Another Round. Next up, this is from when I got back. I don't know why I put this film on. It was okay. I really didn't love it. I think because the Blu-ray's so out of print, I will keep hold of it for now, and I will give it another watch in the future. If I don't get on with it again then, and it is still out of print and going for a bit, I will let it depart my collection. But it's a remake of the Japanese film, which I've heard only good things about, and it's called Dark Water with Jennifer Connelly. You've got Tim Roth in there, Pete Postlethwaite, John C. Reilly, Dougray Scott. It's basically, well, if you've seen the original Japanese film, you'll know exactly what it's about. It's a ghost story, I'll say. It's about a mother and her young daughter who move into this new apartment. Kind of, I don't know all the New York islands. I mean, I know Kenny's not that far, but in from Philly, I don't know how far it is, but it lives off, not on the main island, off of the island. They move into a new apartment, and there's kind of water damage to the ceiling. There's water coming through, and Jennifer Connelly's character takes it upon herself to kind of investigate what's going on with the apartment above, and things start going wrong for her, is all I'll say. And it was okay. It could have had a bit more tension in it, I think. I don't think there was a lot of tension in it, which kind of like felt, oh yeah, that happened, that happened. I'm not complaining because there wasn't really any jump scares in it, and I'm not a massive fan of jump scares, especially when they're just used purely just to make you jump for no reason at all. And there wasn't a lot of them in this. But Jennifer Connelly was good. It was an okay horror film, sort of to start my horror season off. I'm not going to call it spooky season because that'll trigger something with Stuart. I can't call it Halloween season either because it's not Halloween season yet. I can't call it Shocktober either because it's not October yet. But I've started watching horror films early this month, and it'll be next month, because there's a lot that I've not seen from my collection, and there's a lot that I need to rewatch. So I thought I'd get ahead of the game, and I started averagely with Dark Waters. Dark Waters is another film entirely. Next up, I chucked on the original Amityville Horror. There you go, however you want to say it, with James Brolin, Margot Kidder, and Rod Steiger. Really enjoyable film this is. The day before, I'd gone to see the most recent, newest Conjuring film, and obviously the Warrens, who the Conjuring films are based on, actually did investigate this when it happened in real life. So I thought, I'd never seen it, it's been on my shelf for a few months, let's give it a go. And it was good. It was really creepy, had a really creepy score, just really unsettling quite a lot through the film. James Brolin's character, I said this I think maybe on the stream last week or in the group chat, he was very reminiscent going throughout this film of Jack Torrance, just getting more and more delusional. Yeah, Margot Kidder, really good in the film. Rod Steiger as the like sort of priest, who's sort of trying to help them, but trying to get evil away from the house. Yeah, really enjoyed it. If you know me, I'm not a massive fan of 70s films, but I'd say this is a pretty good one. I'd be glad to watch this again in the future. So yeah, that is the Amityville Horror. I followed that up with a not so great film, and I've decided to flip the cover around because I was getting a bit bored of the other artwork. And that is The Hollow Man, or Hollow Man, with Elizabeth Shue, Kevin Bacon. Think You're Alone, Think Again. There were aspects of this film that I enjoyed. I enjoyed sort of the fact that he obviously goes in, it's basically an Invisible Man retelling. He goes invisible himself by mistake. They then can't get him back. But then from that point where the story turns, it lost me completely. There's stuff that happens in this film that is completely unnecessary, which is it just took me out of the film almost entirely. There were, like I said, there were cool aspects of this film. The special effects, I don't know, they weren't great, but they were passable, I guess. The score by Jerry Goldsmith's great, and seeing William Devane in here was also great, although he's not in it a lot. What can I say? They give good performances, all of the cast. I think they're working as good as they can with the script that they've got. And I believe there's a sequel. God knows what that's going to be like up against this film. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It's not one I'm going to get rid of. It's just pretty weak in my opinion, and it could definitely be one, again, like Dark Water, that on a rewatch, I move on from the collection. So that's Hollow Man. Next up, we have the highlight of the week for me. I absolutely loved this film, and I pretty much knew I would, and everyone that knows me knew that I would definitely really get something from this film. And it is Heart Eyes, the new slasher film set on Valentine's Day. I do want to grab a copy of My Bloody Valentine once I come off of my buying freeze. But I think the original you can only get the DVD, so I'll probably have to get the DVD. But the remake, which I've heard is decent as well, pretty cheap, so I'll get that on Blu-ray. I don't know. Is Happy Death Day a Valentine's Day film? I don't know. Like, horror Valentine's films, anyone know any other ones that I'm clearly omitting? But this follows the Heart Eyes killer, who for the past few years has been going around from sort of big cities, killing couples on Valentine's Day in brutal ways. And he comes to, I think it's Chicago, one Valentine's Day, this Valentine's Day, I guess it's supposed to be this year. and witnesses these two young people who he believes is a couple. They're not. They work together. She wants to make her ex-boyfriend jealous, so she kisses him. Unbeknownst to them, the Heart Eyes Killer is watching them and then starts stalking them and trying to kill them. Lots of great kills in this, like really great kills in this that I won't spoil. I'll just say if you like really gruesome, brutal kills that are just well done, give this a go. If you're not a fan of romantic films, skip it. Because from what I've seen from other people that have watched this, the people that didn't really love this aren't romantic people, like into romantic films. Like I don't think Tim loved this. I know Alan Scouser really didn't like this. I think, did Marcus watch this? I think Marcus might watch this and he didn't like it either. So I think it's one of those films you've got to like these sorts of films. Like I would describe it as a romantic comedy slasher, very unique. But it really worked for me. I really liked it. The two leads had great chemistry. Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding. And it's written by Christopher Landon and produced by him. And that's not the last time he'll appear in this video. But yeah, that is Heart Eyes. That's the highlight of the week for me, for definite. Next up, we have the Watch Pile pick of the week. So as usual, I won't be going into this one too much. If you want to know my full thoughts, you can find them on the most recent Watch Pile episode. And that was, of course, Ride the High Country with Randolph Scott and Joel McCrea. A very average Western. Nothing too special about this. Decent performances from our two leads in here. A very average sort of Western as it goes. Like the story, very average. Doesn't do anything different than other Westerns like this. But then again, it is only Sam Peckinpah's second film, so you can't expect like loads of stuff from it. But watchable, definitely watchable. An easy watch, nice short hour and a half watch. So yeah, that is Ride the High Country. Next up, two rewatches. Because I went to the cinema to see the final installment yesterday morning, so I had to catch up on these. I could have gone through the whole of the series, but I just didn't have enough time. I had planned on doing that. I may do that now. I just didn't have enough time beforehand to do it. So I watched Downton Abbey, the movie, the first one. Really good film. I never expected them, once Downton Abbey finished, to carry on doing it in films, and we've had three. I won't say what I think about all three of them, but we've had three films that I've enjoyed, I'll say. And this was a solid start. We get an introduction to a few new characters, including Imelda Staunton's character and Tuppence Middleton's character. This film basically focuses on the King and Queen of England visiting Downton Abbey, and then sort of try and prepare for that. And as with all three of these Downton Abbey films, it's about them sort of facing the changes of the future as they come along. Maggie Smith, brilliant in this film. She's just so funny throughout all of Downton Abbey. She just had some great one-liners. You've got Hugh Bonneville, Jim Carter, Michelle Dockery, Elizabeth McGovern, Penelope Wilton, everyone from the original series that was in it when it ended appears in this at some point, and just really well done. Good continuation as a film, had a good ending, and again, if they hadn't followed on, it would have been a nice ending to the whole thing. And then of course I followed that up with the second film, Downton Abbey, A New Era, which follows on from the first film a few years later, when a movie crew comes to Downton to film a film. Again, pushing them through the future. It's during the Jazz Singers basically just come out, so that they're making a silent film, but they then have to, midway through production, change it into a talkie to get the audience. And nobody at the house, like especially Maggie Smith's character, has ever seen anything like it before. They don't understand it really. Whilst this is going on, Maggie Smith's character, I'm not going to say names because a lot of people probably don't watch Downton, inherits a villa in the south of France through a fling she had many, many years ago. So some of the characters go off there, sort of deal with that. That's like sort of sub-story whilst the film's being made. And again, Maggie Smith, excellent in this film. And again, it's just sort of about pushing Downton into the future and all these characters going into this, like, sort of, as the title will suggest, a new era. And really good. I'd say these films get better for me personally. I really like the first one. I really, really like the second one. And I'll talk about the third one tonight, but I absolutely loved what they did with the third one. The tribute they did for Maggie Smith throughout the film was just touching, perfect. And just the way they wrapped the whole thing up, I think was... Because I thought at the end of this, that was the film wrapped up. Like, this whole series wrapped up. And then they went on and said they were doing another one. I thought, yeah, I can see they could, but now after this one, it's done. That's it. Maybe we'll see a prequel in the future series. I would well be up for a prequel to this, seeing sort of before, maybe when Maggie Smith's character was younger and she kind of was running Downton with her husband. That could be interesting, maybe. But because of where the third film leaves it, it won't be the same. Because, as I said, each film, they're getting more and more closer to the present, so things are becoming very different for the upper class and the way they live. But yeah, that's Downton Abbey, A New Era. And the last film I watched this week was Drop, directed by Christopher Landon. You wouldn't have seen this yet because I got this with my most recent Amazon gift voucher from work, along with 3 other titles. I will show this at some point in a video with those other titles. And there are some other titles from last month from my Amazon voucher that I don't believe I've shown off yet either. One of them was The Amateur, which you've seen, so I won't show that again. But I'll wait until I go out with Tim starting next month. I think we're planning on going out, and then I'll show them all, because I might have had a few deliveries by then. Because I say just over a week, when I get paid next, I might get a few bits and pieces, because it's been so long since I've bought anything with my own money. But this is really good. Megan Fahey, Brandon Sklenar from 1923. It's like Christopher Landon's good at doing these sorts of films. I mean, he did Freaky, which is, again, sort of an action slasher thriller sort of thing. He did both the Happy Death Day films, same sort of thing. And this is very much more of the same thing, but different at the same time. It's centered around a woman who has not that long got out of a very abusive relationship. And she decides to get back out there again. She's got a young son who she leaves at home with her sister while she goes on this date at this really nice posh restaurant. And her date is played by Brandon Sklenar. He's a photographer named Henry. They get on really well, and then all of a sudden they get interrupted by these airdrop messages that she receives on her phone instructing her to do things, otherwise her son and her sister will be killed. So she's got to try and go from there and escape it somehow. I'll leave it at that. Really good, twisty turny sort of thriller. It's not, I wouldn't really, it says action thriller on the back. I wouldn't really go that far. I'd say just more thriller. I would say just in general, it's just more thriller with a bit of comedy in there as well. Like his other films he's done. Because, he just directed this, didn't he? Yeah, just directed this one. But a lot of fun. Only an hour and a half, so an easy watch. So yeah, I recommend that. Drop if you haven't seen it. So that all my watches from, well, sort of the last, I suppose, technically 3 weeks it has been. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all of the ones that I've watched this week down below in the comments. Any you like, any you've not seen you're interested in. Any comments down below will be appreciated. And as I said, this will probably go up at about 7, which is when the live stream is on. So if you're watching this just as it's gone up, we'll probably be live at the moment. So come and join us. Leave a comment. Just watch if you don't feel like commenting or leaving any questions. It should be a fun night. There's no quiz tonight. Possibly have the quiz back next week, but I am away sort of next weekend, coming back, going straight to work Monday lunchtime. So I don't know if I'm going to have any time to prep. I might, whilst I'm at work, or the rest of this week, I might start prepping. But yeah, should be fun anyway. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.